Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you, students? I hope you all are fine. Now we are coming to our lesson. Today our lesson is compilation of hadith in third period. That is the successors of the successor, means tabe tabein or six authentics. This topic is from section History and Importance of Hadith. And in this chapter, students are studying the history and compilation of hadith in different time periods. Introduction. Hadith is the signs, actions and silent approval of Prophet's peace be upon him. The companions of Holy Prophet were fond of collecting hadith as it is the second source of Islamic law. The Holy Quran says, O you who believe, obey Allah and the Messenger. The importance of hadith has been laid down in the Quran in the following words. He doesn't speak anything from his own will, but what is revealed upon him. Third period of compilation of hadith. This is also called successor of the successors, tabe tabein. This period is the climax of collection of hadith, as Imam Bukhari and his contemporaries started compiling hadith more than 200 years after the Prophet's death. They realized that there were so many hadith in circulation that it has become difficult to differentiate between right and wrong hadith. They introduced the rules of asnad, chain of narrators, and rules of matan, actual text. Rules. They made sure that the text was in line with the Quran and other accepted hadith. Similarly, the chain of narrators must be complete and unbroken. Every member in the chain must be honest and upright. They applied these rules on the collected hadith and mentioned only the authentic ones in their books. That Imam Bukhari collected 6,000 hadith, but after the application of these rules, he mentioned 7,397 in his book, out of which 4,000 plus are repeated, which actually means he has 3,000 hadith in the book. The books of Imam Bukhari and his contemporaries are called Saha Satta or six authentics. Sahih by Imam Bukhari, Sahih by Imam Muslim, Sunan by Abu Dawud, Sunan by Ibn Majah, Sunan by Nasai, Jami' Tirmizi by Imam Tirmizi. These books are Musannaf collections that hadith are arranged according to the chapters of their themes, that the separate chapter for prayer and separate for fasting, irrespective of the narrator. Now, the question, past paper question. Explain the importance of asnad and matan in deciding that a hadith is authentic. It was a 4-mark question. The answer, third period, successors of the successor, tabe tabein, six authentics. First paragraph. Matan is the actual text of hadith to check that the text was the true word of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. They made sure that it must not be against the teachings of the Holy Quran because hadith, the second source, is always in line with Quran, the first source. They also made sure that matan should not contradict with any genuine hadith, and the words of the text must be the Arabic used by Holy Prophet peace be upon him. Through such rules, they always made sure that they are collecting only Sahih Hadith of Holy Prophet peace be upon him. Asnad is the chain of transmitters. Its rules included that the chain must be complete and unbroken. All members in chain must be honest and upright Muslims. Each member in the chain must have met the person before him to collect hadith and after him to convey the hadith. Thus, Asnad not only contains the proof that hadith can be traced to the Holy Prophet peace be upon him, but also such rules assured Muslims that hadith was genuine. Another past paper question: why it is important for Muslims to have collections of authentic hadith? Hadith consists of sayings, action and silent approvals of Holy Prophet peace be upon him. Since it is the second source after the Holy Quran and a primary source, therefore laws are derived from it on the basis of which Muslims spend their lives. It is important to categorize authentic hadith as if laws are derived from any incorrect, weak or fabricated hadith, then the law derived would be incorrect and Muslims would follow incorrect Islam. For example, the Quran mentions and establishes prayer, but its method, frequency and timings are learned through the Holy Prophet's hadith or a sunnah. So it is obvious that if any authentic hadith is not referred to, then the Muslims cannot establish this pillar of Islam or may offer it the wrong way. Also, the Holy Prophet peace be upon him is the most important personality for Muslims, and attributing wrong and false sayings to him is disrespectful, and so the hadith must be authentic to prevent such a sin. Finally, this categorization is absolutely mandatory because in its absence the Muslims Ummah would interpret Islam in their own ways by using unauthentic hadith, which may cause disunity and rift among them. Now some other past paper questions. Question was: give an account of compilation of hadith during the time of successors of the successors, Tabe Tabein, Sahasata. In answer, you will write a brief paragraph on introduction, first and second period, then in detail, third period, that is the successors of the successor, Tabe Tabein, 6 authentics with all rules of Asnad and Matan. Some other past paper questions. Describe the rules to check the authenticity of hadith. In answer, you will write introduction, rules of Matan, rules of Asnad and classification. Question: what do Muslims understand by the term Asnad and Matan of hadith? Musnad and Musannif hadith. In answer, you will write rules of Asnad and Matan, structure, details of Musnad and Musannif. At the end, student, I hope after this lecture you are now able to compose any type of question related to this chapter. Thank you, students, with me.